but they don't know where we're really from.
He said what?
They say we lost that spot.
Huh? Try to say we ain't strong enough.
Get out of here. That New York's not New York anymore.
Blah, blah, blah. Block party. Quickly close it up. It was fun, but New York is life.
They're other cities, but they're not New York.
We bounced back, and we built up.
Yo, come here. Let me tell you something. You can't stop us. We always survive.
We out here. We sailing.
Facts. New York forever.
New York forever. You got something to say?
Tell us from New York.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Nick Dreams. We are joined by the Dream, King Poppy, Henry 2.0, and our host Santana, where we talk about our favorite basketball team, the New York Knicks, and whatever else is going on around the league. At this time, we're going to pass the ball, a no-look pass to Santana to share some of his thoughts.
Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Welcome to Knicks Dreams. We're looking forward to having a nice spirited discussion on the Knicks, prior game that they played against Chicago. And then, of course, today's game as they play against Portland. With that being said, I'm going to introduce another co-host that's new to the stream. His name is King Poppy, down from South Carolina. He's going to jump in and, share his thoughts with us as well. So, we want to welcome him aboard. And, of course, we want the Knicks Nation universe to embrace him and just throw out some pleasantries, if you will. With that being said, let me pass the rock to King Poppy. Let's hear from him, and then we'll keep it moving.
What's good, people? What's good? How you doing today?
Everything is everything.
That's good. Yeah, I just glad to be a part of this, man. It's fun. I am a sports fanatic. Of course, born and raised in the Bronx. Moved out here to South Carolina. Clemson fanatic right now because I am a college fanatic over everything. Mm-hmm. But, because my thoughts on that, they put in more work. When they sign that check, they lose the drive. So, I put more energy towards college than professionals because, they turn divas. But nonetheless, I still love all sports.
No, that's great, and we look forward to your insight, at the college level as well, because obviously we're talking about the Knicks, but there's always a pipeline of new talent coming into the league, and you may have some insight there that could be very helpful. I know Dream is very up to date with all the college ball players and stuff like that. So you guys are educating us on who's next, who's the next big big kahuna, what happened. We look forward to that. With that being said, I want to pass the rock to Dream. Let Dream open it up, give us his takes, tell us what he thinks, especially as it relates to Chicago, and then, we'll pass it around, get everybody's input on this.
I mean, well, first I'd like to say Knicks Nation will love this new version of KP. Right? Let's hit it. I'll stand up and clap for that. So, it's nice to see, even though you took on Clemson, you still kept basically in the same ballpark or the same colors. You kept it true to your roots. There, Knicks Nation. That's first and foremost. But going forward about the Chicago game, I think they did a better job affecting their 3-point shots. Overall, they shot 6 for 36. Basically, a combination of running them off the line a little bit, and they're bad shooting. They came back to earth a little bit from the other. But a combination of that, kept us in the game. Basically, that's what we wanted to do. We controlled the boards 47-38. And, more importantly, we kept them off the offensive boards because they only had 6. So keeping them off the offensive boards, combine that with the bad shooting, basically works in our favor from previous shows of all the things we talk about, the things we need to do every single game to then control the factor and put a win in our a W in our belt. One player I like to say specifically, Elfrid Payton, man. He really came off offensive boards and putbacks. He was really around the basket a lot this game, and he drove a lot. I felt initially he didn't really hesitate on his first step. He was either going to the basket or passing that ball. And if he was passing the ball, he was repositioning himself inside to get, to pick up some of those rebounds. So that was nice to see. Overall, we let them back in the game. We have 17 turnovers that turned into 21 points. That's just it's never going to do it for us. We need to control the ball, be efficient on shooting end, and then be solid with ball control. Outside of that, just one other little thing I came up with. Another game, even though we won this game, I hate those games where we have 0 fast break points. I don't care if we get out on a break. Like you said, don't settle for threes. Get in there, take those fouls, get in there. Outside of that, I'm gonna pass it around because I don't want to be greedy my first 5 minutes with the rock, But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it. I see my man just jumped in right there, Bill Shadamas. I'm gonna go between the legs, side bounce pass. Take it away.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
What's up, Bill?
Can you hear me? All right. What's going on?
All right.
All right.
Oh man, we lost.
He left us. That's what happened. I stole the ball.
Oh, you stole the ball.
That's what happened.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna take it the other way.
Ruthless.
I'm telling you,
basketball, brother.
we don't play that. Listen, this is what happened. Like you said, we let them back in the game. We outscored them by 17 in the first quarter, and they outscored us by 11 in the fourth quarter. Hey, I stole the pass, Bill.
That's cool. That's cool.
All right.
As long as you finish.
I dunked it the other way. So anyway, I was just saying that we outscored them by 17 in the first quarter, and they outscored us by 11 in the fourth. Consistency. We were talking all through the game, right? Or I was chatting, and I said, now all we need is to match their energy and the points in the fourth quarter. If we match them, we have them by at least 10. And then we fall apart, and then we hang on. A better team would have slapped us, stolen our lunch, and sent us packing back to New York. Oh, well, we were in New York. No. Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Oh, we were over there.
We
did two over there, right? So anyway, and that's where most of our guys, they just didn't come to play the way they did the previous game. We had only 3 guys in double figures. Okay, I mean 9 and 8 for Billup and Mitchell and Emmanuel 9. I can't have 9 for Emmanuel, man. I need double digits from him. Okay, Elfrid Payton came to play, but then my man Emmanuel quickly IQ, he didn't. I need them both. I need them both in every game because it's like they were saying when Elfrid Payton scores, in double figures, we win most of those games, and that's great. I don't mind him getting his 15, but I need 20 from Quigley, even if it's 15, but not 9. And those are the 2 areas where I saw that the point guard position, one was better than the other. In previous games, it was Quigley that was always better than Payton, and what we really need is for both of them. Right now it's point guard by committee, and I need that committee to perform at a high level each to give me. Look at this, 1 rebound from Emmanuel Quigley. Yeah, that's not him, man. He fell in love with the 3 instead of going in for the heel drop. Pass it around, so I don't want to take up all the time, so I'm going to give it back to you. You could take it out of bounds, bro, because I just dunked it on you. Go ahead, filthy mouth.
Thank you. Okay, so let me piggyback off that with our boy 5 Speed. He only played 13 minutes, and there's a reason for that. I think is basically what you stated 2.0 about him settling, just sitting out there, shooting the three, and like wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting confused. King Poppy, good to meet you, bro.
How you doing?
Next to you, he's Poppy Santos.
Papi Santos, yeah.
I didn't let you know that. His name is Poppy Santos, Mr. Santana over there. So I got a little confused. Okay, but, I think I heard
I'll
you
give him
mention.
the backstory later.
Okay, but Peyton, I think it was you, Santana, was saying how Peyton had a good game. Peyton was playing well, and maybe that's why. When Peyton takes it to the hole like that, and he does what he does, what are you at, 28-4?
Yeah.
If you guys remember earlier in the year when we got our first couple of wins, he always had a game comparable to that game because he was taking it to the hole and he was scoring. Then for whatever reason, he had these letdown games. Like seemingly after the first 5 games, he started, being he wasn't as aggressive as we need him to be. And he started doing what he was doing last season, only, throwing the ball to Randall. But I see that I think all of this talk about quickly should be starting or whatever, that put a little fire under him.
Mm-hmm.
And so he showed up, and that kept Q5. That kept 5 Speed.
5 Speed.
That kept 5 Speed on that bench. Like I said, he only had 13 minutes. He put up what? 9 points, 1 rebound, that's not like him, and 1 assist.
Mm-hmm.
The Riddler had a decent game, but and back to what 2.0 was saying, that we had only 3 guys in double figures, and all of them were in double figures in the first half.
Yeah.
So therefore, we need that extra. We need Bullock, we need Mitch, and even Burks. We need those guys to score in double figures every game. It can't be just, here or there, 12 to 14 points one game and then 2 to 5 points in another game. These guys have to, they have to bring it. And one thing, I don't know if any of you guys mentioned it, we had a terrible fourth quarter.
Oh.
Terrible fourth quarter. We were outscored something like
27-16.
27-16, right, in the fourth quarter. I tried to be like you, Dream. I tried to have some stats here for you. And no, but I said I'm trying to be like.
Oh, you want to be like Mike?
With
Okay.
the stats. With the stats, Dream is our statistician.
I hear you.
So yeah, and the rebounds, we got them on the rebounds, 47-38 and 11-6 offensively, which is good. That's in our favor. Mm-hmm. But that fourth quarter, we can't have those letdowns. And I don't know if you guys saw during the game when we were chatting, Tibbs again with those coaching patterns. He did the same thing. He's bringing Austin Rivers out there, and Austin Rivers going these stretches where he's doing more harm than help to us, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. Like I think somebody need to get him some Utah Jazz contact lenses or something to put in his eyes, because
purple lenses.
Some purple lenses, because he seems to play well against Utah, and then he has these letdowns against these other teams. Yes. But I don't want to hog it. Who's next? I know we got a 5-on-1 break. And I think I'm gonna go behind the back and throw it up to which Poppy. Let me go. I'll go with King Poppy, since
go Poppy.
My first time playing with him. Here you go, King Poppy.
That's what's up. To bounce off that Rivers thing, I was thinking the same. He's not worth $3.5 million. I mean, it's just not. I mean, because he is so inconsistent on anything he does. His whole career. It ain't just him in New York. That's just the way he's been in college here. That's one that bounces off. His last name is the reason why he's in the NBA. Period, point blank. Yeah, and I hate to be that way because he's got some skills. It's right here. I think it's his problem because his dad and his last name. But nonetheless, I mean, he's killing it. He's making it worse. He needs to just be gone. I mean, they could use that $3.5 million somewhere else. Yeah, it's. That's my damn thing.
All right.
What you got over there?
Sit him down until we play Utah again next season.
You know, we got to talk to the commissioner and set up more Utah games. And maybe
well, the next schedule, the second half of the season schedule comes out soon, so we'll see what happens. You know?
So you know, in terms of the Knicks, I mean, this is part of the growing pains. When you're on the cusp of becoming more consistent. Right now, of course, they're going to be consistently inconsistent as a team. You're going to have ups and downs throughout the season and ups and downs throughout games. And so, you know, this is part of that process. They're going to learn. Is something that, yes, we would like them to be more consistent, but they got to go through it. This is the way that they're going to learn how to become more consistent. Otherwise, you know, if it was as easy as, okay, from one day to the next, you know, you're a bottom dweller to, you know, a playoff contender, which is playing more consistent, is not very likely. That's very rare. And we don't have those kind of players to be able to have that kind of a turnaround so quickly. What we're seeing is that growing process. So, you know, I'm not saying that to give them excuses. I'm just saying that to keep it in context, keep it in perspective, because that's the reality of it. In terms of quickly, you know, I think now folks are starting to see, yes, he's very talented offensively, but there's still things that he needs to learn. He's still a rookie. And yes, one of his biggest strengths is that he can shoot. But some of his flaws are really coming out now, which is, you know, he's not passing when he has the opportunity to pass. And then, you know, the rebounding, you know, that's something that he could also do. There's no reason why he shouldn't do that. And then, of course, the assists. And we've talked about the assists. That at best, he had an 8-assist game, you know, X amount of games back. But now he's averaging, 2 to 3 per game, more or less. And he has the ball in his hand when he come into the game. So it's not like, you know, you're a forward or a center or another shooting guard that you're dependent on getting the ball to be able to do something with the ball. He has the ball coming in. So this is part of the learning curve, and this is part of the reason why he's not ready to start, because starting requires you to be a pass-first type of guard, even in this particular era of the NBA, where a point guard is not defined in the same context as back in the day. Back in the day, a point guard was defined as a pass-first player and shoot second. In today's NBA, your point guard usually are scorers first and pass second. And he's fitting that mold. But when you have a Randall and RJ Barrett on your lineup, especially you're starting a 5, you can't be that kind of point guard. You got to be a point guard that's going to feed the big man to keep him happy, and then you become, you know, the third option. So he's got to learn that, and that's going to come with maturity. That's going to come with hopefully having a point guard whisperer, talking to him in his ear, say, okay, listen, we know you got the goods. However, if you want to win, because that's the key, you want to win. If you want to win at a high level and you want to make your teammates better, you got to scale back on your scoring and feed your teammates and then pick your spots when you need to score. Because he's not at the Kyrie Irving level to want to come out the box scoring points and everybody could sit back. He's not at that level to command that kind of, the game got to go through me. He's not there yet. So he's got to work his way into that. And that's going to take time. But he's got to learn that. He's got to learn that. So hopefully he's going to learn that as the season goes along. And as a result of that, you get the inconsistencies because one day he'll score 30, the next game he's not getting any points. Okay, and that's part of the growing curve. So with that being said, I want to just talk to King Poppy a little bit just to get a sense of, what he is exposed to down in South Carolina. What's the closest team or, NBA team that you follow or is closest to South Carolina down there?
The Hawks and Charlotte. The
Hornets. Okay.
Yeah. So since when it was the Bobcats, they were bums, man. I probably went to 2 games the whole time. It's just the organization just didn't seem like they were putting the right pieces together. It's just like, bam, here you go. Here's a team. Y'all come buy some tickets. Y'all come in. It didn't seem right.
Okay.
The Hawks, on the other hand, in Atlanta, it was right. You want to come back down there. So, I can go an hour and a half north, or I can go 2.5 south. Either way, it's some good ball. I'm not going to knock it all the way. It's just 2 different spectrums of the organization skills.
Right.
Which obviously they left, and now Hornets are back, and it's a little bit better. The women's side, it seems way better ran than the men's. Why? I had to figure that out, but it is what it is. But those 2 teams is all the time. It's hard for me to find a Knicks game on TV. I'm online on the app trying to catch up, trying to find it, see what's up. And then at the end of the day, it pisses me off that the Nets are doing better than the Knicks. So then I quit looking all the time, and then the only way that's going to change if the owners sell off and they ain't going nowhere because it starts from the top, and so it is what it is. So I try to enjoy the good that does come from it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, down here, I don't get much.
Okay.
I got to dig for it.
You got a good game yesterday from LaMelo.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. He showed out, and that's surprising because I haven't been a fan. His dad kind of stirred me away from paying attention. The antics and all that was. I want to see the game. You know what I mean? I want to see your skills. I want to see what you're about, and that he's matured since been gone. I give it to him. Like I said, I wasn't a fan at all.
Yeah, and you're seeing 2 sides of the spectrum because. Okay, Melo is a point guard of this era.
Right.
And then Rondo, because you mentioned Atlanta, is more of a traditional point guard. So you can see the 2 sides of the spectrum there. Yep. So that's interesting, and to have that conversation, especially with this generation of fans, is good to be able to show them, okay, when we, the old school, talk about, traditional point guard, the closest thing to a traditional point guard right now in this era would be a Rondo. So then they could visualize, okay, that's what we're talking about. Because Rondo is what you call a pass first point guard. That's who he is. And then Melo, he can score, but this guy likes to razzle and dazzle, and he's passing the ball, but he can score.
He's got an ugly shot, though. I mean, it's just
it's working for him, though. It's working.
It's working. It's putting money in his pocket. I ain't mad at him.
You're right. So with that being said, we're gonna transition because we're at the halfway mark. We only go for an hour, right now, leading up to the game. Game starts at 1. Now we're talking about Portland Trailblazers. So with that being said, I want to pass the rock to 2.0. Get your take on what you think, what you see, what you feel, and then we'll go from there. And then you can pass it along.
All right, thank you. First of all, I see that the Dream, he always has to put that out there for us. No matter who it is that we're playing, he got a shirt for them.
Common sense jersey alert.
We have now. He got to put Lillard.
It's the common sense
Lillard in our face.
Last time the Knicks didn't pay attention. Well, we're going to try this again.
Oh, listen. So I was going to say, it doesn't matter how much attention you pay to Lillard. It's not going to matter.
You're right.
The only difference as to how much damage he's going to do lies in his own state of mind. You know, if he's tired or if he's not into the game or if something is bothering him, then he'll have an off game. Other than that, he's just going to scorch us for his 30 plus. Okay, so having said that, do they still have? They have to. Where are we? Man, I'm trying to look at their players. Their players right now.
Yeah, they still got a few people out.
Carmelo still wants to come in and make an impression on us because he didn't so much the last game. In the last game, who were the guys that killed us? Ennis Cantor,
Jones.
Jones
Jr.
Derrick Jones Jr. became an all-world. Or I don't know what Rodney Hood. You expect something from him, but those are the guys, man.
Gary Trent or something. What is it? Somebody else?
Trent Jr.
Right. Trent Simons.
Yeah, and Anthony Simons.
Yeah,
Simons.
So the idea is that they all, have players that we have to pay close attention to, and I think they were shooting a lot of threes in that game. We always have that same conversation about the fact that we need to defend the 3-point line, even at the expense of giving up 2 points. Because if we start trading their threes for our twos, at the end of the day, they're going to outscore us. If I'm shooting 3 and you're shooting 2, even if you're making your twos, you could be 100% on your twos. But all I have to do is be a little bit under 100%, and I still can beat you. So the defense has to come. I need a little bit more from Quigley this game. I hope that your boy Peyton comes back with the same energy, that he's still hearing the whispers that, maybe IQ needs to start, and that he doesn't revert back. And forget about giving those minutes to Rivers, man. Rivers is just a sage on the stage. He just got to be in the background talking to these guys about what to do here and what to do there. He did not come here to be a savior or to be a dependable shooter. I never saw him as that. I thought he was always a bench guy, maybe a 6th or 7th man off the bench. And that's all he was. So why are we giving him minutes like he's a scorer like that? I need Burks out there. I need Toppin out there. And even before we bring him back in, I'll even give Knox a couple of his minutes. Because what's happening with you guys is that he's been out of the lineup for so long that you think that he's worthless. And one more thing about Knox, fellas. Then don't forget this part. You can't trade him unless you're making him look good.
That's why you don't want him to look worse.
Yeah, well,
that's it.
But if you sit him down,
nobody remembers those 4 for 5. Nobody remembers that he played bad or sat the bench. They remember that 4 for 5. Don't play him anymore.
They forget. I agree. They might forget, but they also say this: hey, if he's not good enough for them, why should we want him?
It's easy, man.
All right,
wipe them off. Wipe them off the books.
Take it away, Dream.
All right, so obviously, we go back to this one with the alert jersey, but we're gonna title this "House Slippers in a Row." This guy's walking into every arena comfortable. House slippers in a row. Last time he came to us, a week off, came in the arena, shooting from everywhere, 39 and change, right? All over the place. I'm talking about Lillard, by the way. So, he's very comfortable everywhere he goes in. We need to just either let him get off or not. Can you do me a favor real quick, 2.0? Just check to see if he's actually playing tonight. I know he's day-to-day. I don't know if he's
that's what I was trying to find right now.
Yeah. They got 4 guys like day-to-day and out. So Jones might be a couple of guys, but that might work for us if he is actually.
I see Jones and Lillard are
available.
Okay.
Does it mean that they're going to be playing lots of minutes, or that they're not hurt?
I mean, listen. They're on the East Coast trip. This is the last game of their East Coast trip. They're trying to go home and
Okay.
and get back comfortable too. So you know how these games work. They either go 50% one way or 50% the other. These guys check out, or they come here to play hard and take a W home with them. We actually just want a better showing from last time. Remember the first half we got beat by 20. Second half we beat them by 17. So it's not like we can't play with this team. We know what they bring to the table, and we know what we can do against them. The important part of what we need to do to them is this. All right, we can't have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys. I'm going to give you with 20 plus minutes and single digit point production. Okay, Barrett, 23 minutes, 8 points. Peyton, 24 minutes, 8 points. Noel and Rivers, 22 and 29 points respectively, 6 points and 3 points. 2 of those guys starters, 2 of those guys bench guys. If the starters are not doing anything, then we put these guys in off the bench. They're not doing anything. Obviously, we're going to get smacked. So that's a big issue right there. Those guys, we need more point production from these guys, along with the defense that we brought in that second half. We took that second half, even though it was a loss, and took it into the next couple of games. We've been playing a little bit better defense, and I think we'll be okay. I mean, last 10 games, both teams are 5-5, so it's not like they're not a big scare to me outside of Lillard. You know what I'm saying? Because the rest of those guys. But a way to attack these teams that score a lot, we just kind of did it in the last game. We talked about it in the pregame, allowing them, and mentioned it again today, 2.0, allowing teams to not necessarily beat us up on the inside, but force them to score more from the inside than the outside. Right? We gave up 62 points in the paint to Chicago, and only those 6 3-pointers, and then we walked away with this game. So it seems like a bad. Oh shit, you gave up 62. But if we do that on purpose, I'm wondering, is this
a better strategy?
A better strategy against teams that score high points? Because most of those teams that score high points don't have good defenses. So do we do that kind of a thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let them score from the outside, just let them score from the inside, minusing those threes, like you said, and taking advantage of our 2-point game. Outside of that, I'll come back for a score, but I'll send it around. I just wanted a little 2-piece to send out there. I'm gonna go behind the back. Bill Shadamas.
All right, thank you. I agree with you. Our defense was much better. It has been much better over the last couple of games. After we got torched by the Clippers, we did shore up that 3-point defense because one last thing mentioned for the last game, we held Dirk to under 10 points. So we did pick it up there, but then they were able to score on the inside. And so we have to find a balance there with regard to whoever we're playing. Now the Blazers are a very good 3-point shooting team. So we're going to have to push up on them and force them to come into us. And then, hopefully Mitch and Noel do their jobs, help out. At least, if you're not getting the blocks, at least making these guys change their shots. And I think, they're equipped to be able to do that. Now with us, we need to continue to take the ball inside as we have been doing the last couple of days. And that starts with Peyton. Quite honestly, that starts with Peyton. He has to continue to be aggressive, taking it inside. And like Santana and we discussed yesterday, he has a decent float game as well. He does not need to be taking these 3-pointers. See, you saw that even the other game. I think 2.0 had pointed out, during our chat when he started shooting these, and 2.0 is asking, why is he shooting threes? And I agree with you wholeheartedly. He was having a good game. Then in that fourth quarter, I think he got a little too comfortable and saw himself open. There's a reason why you're open, buddy. And he's taking these threes and clanking them. So we have to understand that Chicago and this team are totally 2 different teams. This team, the Blazers, are a much better team than the Bulls are, and we have to attack them that way. So I think we still have to shore up our 3-point defense. We have to make sure that these guys aren't getting those open looks and take our chances with them taking the ball inside. Offensively, again, we have to take it inside ourselves and not settle for a 3-point barrage because that's not us. We're not a great 3-point shooting team, and therefore we must play as such. We have to take the ball in. There's going to be times where you take it in and you might have a couple of the defenders collapse. You kick it out for open threes, but then even with that, if it's not Burks, or if it's not Quickly, and if it's not Bullock, then these other guys should perhaps bring the ball in instead of just sitting out there settling for the three. Hopefully, we will not see a return of 2K and any of these other guys. I want to see a little more OB. I want to see a little more OB because I even saw in the last game. I don't know his numbers. He didn't put up great numbers, but he was very, very active and I think effective.
Yeah, he was effective in a small amount of minutes.
He was effective. Yeah. He was effective in a short time that he played.
Yeah.
And I think we need to try to continue to help his growth and give him a little more playing time. Let him be out there. Let him go up against Melo or Jones, and and show them that he does belong. Because I think he does. I think from the beginning of the season to this point, we have seen the game is seemingly slowed down for him a little bit. He's making better decisions than he was. He was also doing like 2K. He would come in, just get the ball. He was launching these, those rainbow threes. But I've seen the last couple of games him asking for the ball, maybe on a block, or if he's out there in the 3-point, like he'll take it if he's wide open. But I saw a situation where he had the shot and he thought better of it and decided to drive it or come in for a closer shot. Yeah. And that's what we need to continue to feed him in that way, give him those type of minutes so that he can become better acclimated to NBA life anyway. Because what is the Knicks record? 10-13. He hasn't even played 50 NBA games yet. He's in his rookie season, and we have to treat it as such.
Yeah. And no summer league.
Right, and exactly with no summer league.
It's just jumping right into the league.
So I think that we're on the right path, but I know that Tibbs and we still want to win these games. And I agree with you, King Poppy. We need to maybe shelf Austin No Powers.
Right.
We need to shelf him for a while.
Yeah.
Because that guy, he comes in the game and he's messing up. He's really
next to Knox.
Yeah, he is all over.
The only thing he's out there, he got a nice dribble game, boy.
Right. He got handles.
And his handle is, I think he's trying to, compete with Kyrie with the handle, but then nothing after that.
He reminds me of like the 6-year-old boy on the basketball court that's just trying to out-dribble you, and you just stand there still, you're like, yeah, okay. Boop. He just goes east and west, never north and south, Just
shake and bake and throw the ball away or shake and
throw it away, bounce it off your foot.
Nah. So I don't want to take up too much time, but with that being said, we'll come back around for the score. But I think we should be able to put up a good fight. Like I said, Jones and Lillard are both available. So, and more than likely they'll play. I don't know if they'll do like I don't know if you guys caught what happened to KD yesterday in Brooklyn's game. Maybe that something like that would happen. Where
you praying for miracles?
No, what? Huh?
You praying for miracles?
I'm just saying. It'll be better for us if these guys aren't playing as much as we expect them to play, especially Lillard. Now, I never want to see anyone get hurt or anything like that, but if he's for whatever reason not going to be there, not going to play 40 minutes, that works to our advantage, in my opinion.
And if he's not more than 80%, he shouldn't even be playing. Period.
Right, I agree. So hopefully they'll be looking out for their best player. And, hopefully that'll work in our favor. And with that, I'll throw a bounce lob up to King Poppy. Take it away, bro.
All right. Back to off of what Dream was saying earlier. If we play the defense on the three, it's going to give us the opportunity for the fast break points because we already out there ready to run. So if they break, if we protect that three, forcing them to come inside, the ball's right there. Our defenders are already jumping the gun because they scored a fast-paced points, 5 or to the free throw line. One of the two is going to happen. So I like that idea of pressing the threes because they're a better three-point shooter. They aren't that good on defense. They get lazy. And if these other two people don't play as much, it could be a blowout. But that's just if they play that way. And if both of them don't play 100%. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I do like the fact that the opportunity to change that up, because that's more Barrett's game, is to run and shoot.
Right.
He's not, he likes to set up. They like to run the game plans, whatever. But if you get him running, he'll score a lot. So, I'll get pass that off to Santana because, that right there is the only way I see it happening.
Drop us a score.
Yeah, no, you're right on point. I mean, obviously the theme here that we're discussing is, how do we play the three? Now, 2.0 indicated, yeah, of course, and I understand the argument. If the other team is scoring 3 and we're scoring 2, then we're already behind the 8 ball. But that's the objective of playing D. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you're going to give them the 3, of course you're not going to win that game. But if you're defending the 3, you're running them off the 3-point line, and you're in essence baiting them to beat you by going by you and shooting a 2, then now it's a wash. It's 2 points for you, 2 points for me. Now, if I can get a steal out of it because I'm playing aggressively in the perimeter and I play the passing lane like Kim Poppy said, basically you can run. That's something that, of course, the Knicks haven't done enough of. They do have players that could potentially do that. Barrett could potentially do it. It depends on who's he's defending, because if he's not out in the perimeter, he's not going to have that same opportunity. But when you have Obi in there, when you have Quickly in there, and if they play the passing lanes and they get steals, right away they could convert into quick buckets, easy buckets. So definitely, I definitely agree with that particular approach, and I'm expecting them to do that. I'm not concerned if you get beat off the dribble because you're defending the 3 and they're going in for a 2. That's where your help defense is supposed to come, rotate, and challenge the shot. If they make the shot, okay, fine. I can live with that. But I'm not going to live with just giving them space to shoot 3s. Because then if I give them the space, then yeah, Henry's 2.0 theory is absolutely accurate. But my job isn't to make it easy for them to shoot 3s. My job is to defend the 3, especially if this team is a good shooting 3-point shooting team. So that's the approach. Otherwise, why even play the game? Because if you know another team's strengths, then that's what you game plan against, and you force that team to beat something else. You don't let them play to their strengths. If that's the case, then what are you doing? What kind of defense are you playing? You know what I mean? So that's the way that I would defend that. Now, Hoodie Mello is going to do his thing, because Hoodie Mello's coming to the Garden. He want to show out. He's 14 points away from passing Oscar Robertson in the scoring list. So he's got something to prove. And on top of that, in the previous game, he didn't have a good game. I mean, he just didn't shoot the ball well. He was aggressive, but the shots weren't falling. I do not expect that in this game, so I do expect him to do his thing. Nonetheless, if the Knicks play their solid D, as I anticipate they will, they should win this game. I do expect them to win this game.
All right.
But of course, if they don't play the perimeter 3, or they don't defend the perimeter 3, then they're susceptible to losing. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. With that being said,
give me a score.
We got about 7 minutes left. We're going to go around the horn, and then we're going to pick our scores for this particular game. So we're going to start out with 2.0. You guys, pass the rock, and then we go from there.
Okay, well, listen. First of all, the game was a lot closer than what the final score was. A lot closer than what it looked like. It might have felt like we lost by double digits, but we lost by 3 points, folks. It was 116 to 113 that last game. We outscored them in the third and the fourth quarters. That was the game that quickly got his 31. Okay. Like you said, Melo only got 12 in that game, so he could have done better. As far as the 3-point, we shot them better than they did. They shot it at 37%. We shot it at 41%. We had more offensive rebounds. We have total rebounds. We had points in the paint. We outdid them in every category except for the fact that we dug a hole for ourselves in those first 2 quarters where they scored 37 and 33 respectively. So they don't scare me, is what I'm saying. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just right. Throw the ball up and let's do this.
Right.
Okay. What was I going to say? The other thing is
5 minutes, Henry.
Okay, so I'm good. 118, 115.
Pass the rock.
Knicks.
No, pass the rock.
Bro, am I going to call you King Poppy or KP?
Whatever you like, my friend. Whatever
Go ahead,
you like.
Poppy. Give us your score. Like. Give me your final thoughts.
I'm gonna say 111 to 105. The Knicks.
Oh shoot! Go ahead.
Yeah, they got to do it, man. I agree. There's Portland don't scare me, and especially they're not at 100%. They definitely don't scare me, and that's at the Garden. So, Melo may come in trying to do it, but it feeds off what I'm saying. If he's going to have a big game, it's going to be in the paint, and he is too old to run down the court. You run him, you're going to wear him down. 111, 106.
Okay, 106.
Go ahead, Dream. Tell me what you got.
So I agree wholeheartedly with what I've heard so far. So basically, we basically played a better game than they did when we played them last time. They could have really blown us out of the gym had they played 2 solid halves the way they did. But we did make adjustments at halftime, and we came out and we played better than they did in the second half. So all the stats that you laid out, correct. All that being true. I also not scared of Lillard's minutes or point production because he got off last time, 39, 8, and 6 or whatever. That was very potent what he came to the game with. So, outside of that, I'll give it. If the guys want to beat us up inside, I'm willing to try this for a second game in a row, and I'll let Portland go beat us up inside. If Canner wants to go have a fun game and score 20 points, and Melo wants to try to do the same, and Lillard breaks off for 30 on the outside, that's fine. Let those guys do what they do. That's fine. Homecoming games and this guy that gets off every time, but don't let the other guys get loose. So with that being said, I think we control the game. It's a lot closer. Everybody's picking close scores. I'm also going to fall right in between everybody. 112, 107 Knicks is what I ended up. So that's very close to everybody else's.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll toss it underarm lob to my man Bill Stradamus.
Oh, all right. I agree with all of you gentlemen have stated so far with regard to the last game and not really being scared of Lillard. However, if you guys remember, Lillard didn't start off well in that last game and still ended up getting those numbers. So hopefully the same or similar thing will happen, and we'll still be able to pull that out. And with that being said, I think we're going to hold them under 100. I'm going to say 104 to 96.
Whoa! Nostradamus.
Okay. I like that.
We got somebody under the total.
Lob up to you, Santana.
Okay, cool. So I anticipate, that the Knicks are going to win this game 105-102.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
It's a 3-point game. It's a 2-point game.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, Henry. Close it out.
All right. So once again, we want to welcome our newest participant. Hopefully, he'll continue to visit us on a more consistent basis from this point forward. Whenever possible, we meet here every day on Nick Game Day at noon, from noon to 1. And I hope that's not too inconvenient for our friend from South Carolina, King Poppy. I want to thank Bill Stradamus, The Dream, and Papi Santos, aka Santana, aka Papi Santos, and yours truly 2.0. Remember, once a Nick.
Oh,
Always
the
Nick.
Nick.
that's cool. That's cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
Santana,
Salute the king.
Santana,
Yes.
you gotta send me King Poppy's digits so I can put him on the chat.
Oh yeah,
You got it. You got it.
Yeah, we chat during the game too.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to find it somewhere now. I might find it online.
You don't have NBA League Pass?
No, I'm about to have to download that now.
Okay, well, we could talk offline, man. There's other options.
Okay.
I bet.
Right.
All right,
brother.
fellas. We're
Enjoy,
going to
fellas.
talk momentarily on the chat.
We gotta
right.
go. Gotta go.
What's up, chat?
The
Yeah, no,
pregame show is on.
Okay, and King Poppy, do you have WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so I'm gonna add them to it.
Okay, cool.